Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session that plays with some of the key devices that I find fascinating, and that is things like the multiverse, things like fourth dimensional elements like time travel, teleportation, the idea of simulation theory, and things like this. And the reason I find it fascinating is because these principles that exist and, you know, in theoretical science have genuine properties are certainly possible within the world of your imagination. You could imagine going back to a memory and living it as if it's real. You could imagine a future as you want it to be. And you could also imagine a different life. So if you imagine this kind of idea of parallel universes and that there are infinite versions of you with every key decision that you've ever made, it creates a new reality. Then in your imagination, you can visit these other realities to see what other versions of your life looks like. And there was a movie, I think in the 1990s with Gwyneth Paltrow that looked at one iteration, and it was called Sliding Doors, the movie. I never watched the movie, but I liked the concept, and that is that in one iteration, she catches a tube train, a metro train, and in another, she doesn't. And it takes her life into two entirely different directions. And what looks like it would be beneficial in one reality turns out to be not beneficial, and vice versa. Like not knowing if something bad happened, you would say, well, that's better because you avoid the pain. But sometimes the pain can lead to good things. But you could say there's one iteration there. There's reality and one variation. But in your imagination, you could visit multiple iterations until you find the optimal one. And it's based on the premise that it's still you, still your genetics, still your experience, but with a different version of your life. And what this does is it takes this principle of the multiverse, which is every iteration of your existence, to harness resource states to do something groundbreaking or to do something impressive. And some people are going through life just trying to survive. I think it's helpful generally to set big goals and have big ambitions, because if you believe in the idea that you have one life, then why not do the very best with that? And if you look at it through the lens of this kind of multiverse, of every iteration of your existence, are you living your best iteration now? Or is there a different version of you that is living a better life, feeling more confident, healthier, stronger, whatever it might be? And this hypnosis session plays with a fourth dimensional object called a tesseract, just a hypercube, a four-dimensional version of a cube, as a gateway to interact with these kind of properties. But really, at its core, it is about harnessing infinite resources to get you thinking about what life would be like if you had the ability to do what you really want to do. So it's quite broad, and I would encourage you to think of very big goals or very big ambitions when listening to this session, because if your goal is just to get through the year, then you don't need this hypnosis session. If your goal is to do something you've never done before and to be the best version of you that you could possibly be, well, then it might be helpful to listen to this hypnosis session, because you would need to be more resourceful to be a version of you that can do things that you can't currently do. If you think that you would benefit from a bespoke session linked to your specific circumstances, there will be a link in the show notes that you can schedule a free consultation call, or you can find me online adamcox.co.uk and book the free consultation call there. If you're listening to this and you've already had a free consultation call with me, I tend not to do more than one free consultation call. So all I would recommend at that point is just book the sessions. There's also a link in the show notes where you can just book a package of sessions or an individual session, and then we just use the session to work on things. So worth thinking about that. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm, relaxation, and a wonderful feeling of serenity. And as you breathe that in, feel tension dissolving. And as you breathe out, feel what it would feel like to release any blocks, any tension, to release anything that isn't needed. As you breathe in and breathe out, give permission to release any tension, particularly around the forehead, the jaw, the neck or the shoulders. That's it. As you feel what it would be able to feel like to detach completely from your body and instead delve deeper into the infinity which is your imagination. And the imagination is not bound by the laws of physics. The three-dimensional realities do not exist within the imagination. You could imagine diving into a swimming pool and allow the water of that pool to be your imagination. And as you dive deep into your imagination, I wonder where it might take you. Feel the sensation of swimming deeper down into your imagination, all the way down, and imagine how it would feel deep down into your imagination to find an unusual object. As you breathe in and breathe out, this object perhaps looks like a cube, but a cube that is different because this cube exists in your imagination. It is a 4-dimensional cube, not a 3-dimensional cube. Imagine staring into this strange physical object. Feel yourself surrounded by a soft, shimmering light. the light itself starts to glow, and you stare into this unusual cube. A cube that extends beyond 3 dimensions into a tesseract. This 4-dimensional cube, which happens to be a gateway to the 4th dimension and the infinite versions of yourself across the multiverse and across time. Imagine this tesseract starts to expand, so you are now inside the tesseract. Its geometry perfect, its form beyond comprehension, yet strangely familiar to your soul. Feel a sense of calm and curiosity as you prepare to explore the vast expanse of your potential selves. But before we go into other realities, let's harness the power of the Tesseract to go into your past. And I want you to visit memory after memory where you observe yourself time and again doing something that exceeded your own expectations. See numerous memories of you learning rapidly, solving problems, doing what no one else thought could be done. The more of these memories that you visit, the more evidence that you are accumulating, that you are more capable, more powerful, more competent than you ever realized. And notice each time you shifted beyond your comfort zone, it created a ripple in your reality that facilitated even more accomplishments beyond your comfort zone. There are many people bound by the limitations, not of reality, but of their own thinking. And the more of these memories that you visit, the more evidence that you have that anything is possible for you. Go forwards in time and see yourself at your current age, in your current reality, dealing with a new challenge. Maybe a challenge that is also outside of your comfort zone because it requires new strategies, new approaches, new things to learn. And I want you to see that when you connect the dots looking backwards, why would you do anything other than also succeed in this new endeavor when that happens to be all of the evidence from your past leading up to this point? Allow the Tesseract to explore other dimensions. And I want you to visit, of all the infinite iterations that exist of you, the exact iteration where you are at your very best. And maybe your very best is a fusion of incredible resources, but also a detachment from any disempowering beliefs. And maybe that iteration is your current iteration. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel that you are meeting someone exactly like you. that has whatever additional knowledge, beliefs, capabilities or resources that would help you most in your current endeavor. Travel to their reality through space and time, because the fourth dimension isn't bound by limitations that exist in 3 dimensions. As you encounter that other version of you, feel almost the process of osmosis, enabling whatever qualities you need from that version of you is being absorbed into your reality. And maybe you could imagine certain qualities being even more enhanced. I want you to feel that your courage is doubling. A sense of justice and humanity is amplifying. Your kindness is increasing beyond its previous levels. Feel that your intelligence is also being enhanced, either increasing your capacity or empowering those neural pathways to enable you to retrieve and connect useful resources and useful knowledge and wisdom, harnessing it. Many people are aware that compared to the computers that exist now, a very basic computer was able to get a space shuttle and land it on the moon. And I want you to get a sense, not only are you enhancing your intelligence, but you are putting it to use by having a grand mission, a life-changing quest. And sometimes an empowering, powerful vision of the future can harness all of the resources and put them to use much more than the most powerful resources with nothing to do. Feel your wisdom enhancing, your curiosity. Feel that your curiosity is being unleashed. There is now a level of curiosity that can never be quenched. Your thirst for new knowledge, new lessons is unquenchable. Feel a sense of temperance inside you, but also a wonderful feeling of transcendence, that you are connected to everything. I want you to get a sense that you are harnessing the power, not just of your reality, but of the wisdom and experience from every single one of your infinite iterations. You are harnessing infinite knowledge, infinite experiences. So when you return to reality, you are wiser than you've ever been before, willing to take calculated risks, to be discerning with your time. And I want you to imagine getting a sense of going forwards in time to see the level of impact that your work has on the world. I want you to feel that with a grand, world-changing mission, it unlocks even more of exactly the resources necessary for you to take on a grand challenge. Now, as you stand into the future, see it unfolding before you, revealing the impact that you, at your optimal best, can have on the world. Watch the ripples of change spread, touching lives, reshaping the world in ways both big and small. With this vision of the future impact clear in your mind, start to see key actions and decisions that led to this outcome. Almost like you're looking backwards through time, each step lighting up with obvious significance. And notice your curiosity, your willingness to try different things was exactly the right approach, so that you created your own luck. Understand that these actions that you observe are guided by your deepest values: courage, justice, humanity. All the virtues you've observed in your previous self and your other selves are all connected into this grand mission. And they are not born of fear, but from a place of profound strength and compassion. As you hold on to this understanding, feel yourself gently dragged through the tesseract, almost like time is happening in reverse. The cube that was around you is now shrinking down into an object in front of you. See shapes and light swirling around you. Feel that you're still at the bottom of a swimming pool of imagination about to rise to the surface. Swimming back to your own reality, to the here and the now. To feel like you're swimming upwards now, back to the surface. If the pool is your imagination, the surface is reality. And feel that you're swimming back to the surface, back into your own body, your own reality. As you emerge, feel this hypercube of light dissolve, leaving you feeling a sense of optimism, wisdom, joy, and kindness. But more importantly, feel that you have the discernment and the energy to do what needs to be done. As you connect with the present moment, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully with the present moment. As now I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, confident, eager to move forward. As you can harness the qualities from every iteration of you into your current self to enable you to do the unimaginable. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.